everybody, it's Nicole from Living Roots Creations again today, and I wanted to give you an example video of the Qabalistic Cross, which is a grounding and banishing technique from ceremonial magic. This is actually my go-to banishing method, and I used to have a horde of videos of people I really liked doing this, but I really those are no longer on YouTube, and I struggled to find one that I really enjoyed that didn't have 40 minutes of personal narration about, the theories about the angels and Thelema and their own personal practice, which is all well and good, but not really helpful for you guys at the stage where we're at learning how to do this. So, as you can see by how fancy we are today, I'm presently hiding in my basement from my 2-year-old who has given me every amount of grief that we could give going to sleep tonight because we were just extra. And so I'm hoping I don't wake him up because this method of banishing is very loud. I really appreciate it for that reason, actually. If anybody has singing experience or training in choir, you might appreciate this. It has a lot to do with movement. I personally do best with types of energy change and banishing that require movement. They're my preferred go-to method, though I can do visualization as well, and you over time will get to learn different methods that work for you in different situations. You probably don't want to be sitting in the bathroom at work doing the Qabalistic Cross because, again, it's really loud. This is a good foundation and maybe starting point for some of you that appreciate a little bit more active versions of banishing. And this is a system that originated in Kabbalic or Jewish mysticism and lore. It was thought to have been written by the first members of the Golden Dawn, and this is the introductory part of the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and I will link some videos to this that give you the full layout of the LBRP or lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram as it is. For introductory grounding and banishing purposes, I want to just offer you the Qabalistic Cross as a standalone because the LBRP is amazing and it incorporates the 4 archangels, and they're nice because you have these complex words that you have to say, but if you're going to slip up with anything in any situation, it's always best not to be sloppy when you can, but if you were to mispronounce something, these are some of the most forgiving spirits that you're going to have the opportunity to do that with. But just the Qabalistic Cross in and of itself is a really powerful way to move energy. And so how you prepare for this is, and the ceremonial magicians watching this are probably going to get an eye twitch, but I'm doing this in a very basic, mundane manner that people who are busy can incorporate into a quick 5-minute session. So the idea for the fundamental of this is you're supposed to set aside a space that is separated from the rest of the world around you. And this is going to be something we're going to talk about in the fundamentals of shielding, which is called circle casting. And that's the idea that you are energetically separating the space that your body is in and the space around it from the rest of the world around you. But right now I want you to take it very basically and do a very basic circle, a very basic shield, and I want you just to envision your body in a bubble. And that bubble is separate from the stuff around you. You can visualize it as just literally being a bubble or a circle of golden light that surrounds you, whatever works best for your own mental concept of separating yourself from the rest of reality. And sometimes it can literally be as simple as just thinking of all the stuff that's immediately stressing you out and just consciously telling it to fuck off. And if that type of just dismissal or dismissing vocalization works for you to get that stuff off of your personage and separate yourself from everything else going on around you, that's fine. We're not looking to get fancy right now. We'll get more ceremonial and more in-depth ritual as we get further into shielding and ritual work, but we're not close to that yet even because we're still picking away at the basics. So for starters, visualize yourself in that bubble or in that circle of golden light, or just telling everyone to leave you alone for 5 minutes, whatever is most effective to you. But I want you to get yourself into a mindset that separates you from the space around you. And then once you've done that, I want you to take a few deep breaths and just kind of shake any tension out of your body. And I want you to stand up if you can. So I'm going to move the chair and step back a little bit so you guys can see some of the movements that I'm going to be doing. Alright, so when we're doing this, we're going to visualize ourselves first and foremost growing and filling the space of the universe, filling the space of what's called the world tree in Kabbalic lore. And it's a series of symbol sets in a particular order that symbolize how this reality interacts with the rest of the realities around us, going up to the three supernals, or is what they're called, which are three entities that make up that conceptualization of God. And don't get too fixated on how complicated this is. And if you are Catholic or have ever been Christian, and don't bail out on me, I actually hear those words and they kind of sound like they're a bad idea, you're going to recognize a lot of the elements of this. I'm not somebody who was raised very Christian, spiritual, and so I was not somebody who was raised very heavily in Christian spirituality. I mean, we talked about it, but we never really went to church consistently. And even though I had some discomforts transitioning into paganism out of there, this has still been my default and go-to banishing method, because you don't have to get fixated on it being about the Judeo-Christian God. You can relate to this symbol set and these ways of speaking in any ways that work for you, even though they are references to that particular God's names. It's not the end of the world if you don't believe in him in that context, because a lot of the people who are practicing this are pagan. And so obviously it's been working for them for a very long time, and they're fine. So what we're going to do, I'm going to run through an explanation, then I'm going to teach you how to do it. What we're going to do is we're going to face east, and we are going to, at first, do a series of breathing exercises. And before we get into that, I kind of want you to experience and play with moving your energetic body if you've never done that before. And so one way that you can do this that's very fun is to create phantom sensations. And so what you do for that is, say for example, put your arms down at your sides, and then lift up your arms to your shoulders, and then bring them back down. And then do that again, and pay very close attention to the various sensations that you feel, your skin moving along your clothes, the way you feel your arms as you hold them out for a prolonged period of time, the way it feels to open and close your fingers, and then draw that back down to your sides where they were. And then visualize yourself doing that again. Move those energetic arms up into that same position and hold them there as you did your physical ones. And pay attention to the sensations that you're feeling, and feel the energetic body move. And then once again, relax. And you don't want to actually move your physical arms doing that. So you're going to keep your arms at your sides and just move the energetic body, that second layer of self that's attached to you, and let those arms do the lifting and the dropping. And you can do that several times if you need to. You can do that with your neck and rolling your neck and your head. You can do that with your toes. You can do whatever you need to do to kind of get the sensation of moving that energetic self, to get more comfortable with what we're about to do, which is to extend that energetic self upward to fill the space in the world tree, which is connecting us to God. To get more comfortable with what we're about to do, which is to visualize that body growing and becoming larger. And if any of this is overwhelming for you, it is good to kind of know the rules before you break them, but it is okay to truncate this a little bit until you get comfortable with all the steps. And so once we visualize that self growing larger and filling the space, and I'm going to guide you through all of this, so don't panic on me, we are going to go through a series of vocalizations, and the purpose of those is to draw the light of the divine, of the universe, of God, or however you think about any extra power that is out there, down into the self. And it's going to form a white light cross inside of our body. So it's going to come down through our head, filling our crown, moving down to the energetic body and ourselves. And you kind of want to get a sensation like you're standing in a hot shower or a warm shower, whatever's most comfortable for you, to where you feel that warmth and that energy coming into you, and it helps you to relax. That's the sensation that we're looking for, just that type of a feeling. So it'll come down through your head and go into the floor, and then we're going to do a cross that brings it through both sides of our body and cleanses out our heart and our shoulders and the rest of ourselves thoroughly. And we're going to do a series of vibrations, or we're going to say a series of words with intent, is how to read that when you read the word vibration in ceremonial magic. And those words are Ata when you touch your head, Malkuth, when we put our hands over our groin. Vegabura to the left shoulder, and Vegadula to the right shoulder. And then we're going to go Leolam and bring our hands back to our heart and say Amen. And the idea of what we're saying is actually the end of the Lord's Prayer, which is, unto you the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. And again, don't get so fixated on that if you're anxious about using parts of Christianity. Just try doing the vocalizations and see if they help you, and we can modify how to do vocalizations to make this easier. And I will run you through doing a series of vocalizations working up the Vedic chakra system in another video if that's easier for you to do. But this is a more regimented and ritualized thing that you will find, and we'll see people who will understand this in different religious practices. So I wanted to give you this opportunity to kind of see this and how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and start leading the meditation to do this. Feel free to follow along. Standing facing the east. Take several deep breaths, deep from your diaphragm, low into your belly. Draw that breath up deep into your chest. Still expanding the diaphragm and letting that breath fill the whole of yourself. Allow yourself to relax. Feel your shoulders untense. Don't lock your knees. Stand comfortably and breathe into the self deeply. Breathe deeply into your energetic self. Deep into your body. Let the softness and the force of that breath fill all that you are. As you breathe in, I want you to draw that energy up, standing taller over your physical self and looking down so that you can see the crown of your head and the floor beneath you. And breathing in again, draw that energy up higher so you're up through the floor or the ceiling, depending on how your house is stacked, so that you rise up into the next layer of your home. Rise up now above your home and above your street, looking down on the houses beneath you, safe and secure and unafraid of falling, for you are still rooted firmly upon the ground, just taller and more complete in the world. Rise up again as you breathe in and see yourself standing over your entire town or city. See yourself looking down upon it as though you were looking down upon a model village standing at your feet. Breathe in and rise up. Rise up higher above the city, above the state that you are inside of. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel yourself still grounded and secure and safe, attached to the earth. But breathe in now and rise up above the country. See it sitting beneath you as though you were looking down at a space on a map. Breathe in and rise up into the atmosphere, higher into the scope of the world. Breathe down low into yourself and feel your body still rooted and connected safely to the earth. Breathe up and take yourself up out of the atmosphere of our world, looking down on our earth as astronauts we look down out of a space station to the surface of the planet. Breathe down low into your feet that are still connected safely to this ground, for you are not afraid to fall. And breathe up into the cosmos, breathe up and out of our solar system, seeing it now at your feet as though you're looking at a series of Christmas ornaments scattered on the floor. Breathe in low into yourself, so grounded deep within the roots of our planet. Breathe up into the void of space until you are filling all the emptiness, until you are connected to all that is, until you are connected to all that is out in the vast unknown. Breathe in deeply into yourself, knowing that you are connected to the great I Am, knowing that you are connected to all that has ever been and has ever will be, that you are connected to the very loops of space and time, here in this space that is not a space, here in this time that is not a time. Breathing deeply into yourself and into the ground beneath you. And so we've set the foundation and begin the Qabalistic Cross. Taking your right hand to the crown of your head and setting it above your forehead, we vibrate. the deep resonance of that note. Let that white light filter down through your head, through your body, and into the ground. And then we come up to the left shoulder. We give the white light expanding through your left arm and out of your body to the right shoulder. The white light coming out of your right shoulder and cleansing your body fully. Now we bring it all back to center, letting the white light fill our heart. And thus completes the Qabalistic Cross. You can, if you feel the need to or choose to, repeat that process multiple times. And don't get hung up on how you sound. Even if you sound like you just stepped on top of a cat when you're going through these notes, it's the energy movement that matters. Hit whatever note gets that result for you. So you're looking for, again, that kind of cleansed and warm, tingly feeling. You're going to start at the crown of the head, and you want to go with a high note. So kind of, if you need like a good projection, think Mariah Carey at the head and very white down at the crotch, and kind of just go with that and get as high and as deep as you can to get that really high, divine, extra, universal energy, and then go down to that deep, earthy note to really get you down into the core of the world, because you're taking the things that are high and powerful and amazing and rooting those with things that are low and grounding and stable, so that you don't end up really floaty or really down. We want that nice happy medium when we're done. So that's the Qabalistic Cross. I will be adding some other ritual ideas underneath of this, and if this is too complicated for you, keep an eye out in the next couple days for me to post a way of doing vocalizations for the chakra system, or at least as we Westerners tend to kind of bastardize and conceptualize the chakra system. And if this is too much or too Christianized for you, then that might work better. But if you're someone who comes from a Christian background or is kind of floating in the middle, this will be a good segue that you might be able to relate to these different symbol sets. So I hope that helps you guys, and I look forward to helping you with more stuff. Thanks. Bye.